estudyante mo or sa tinuturo. Number 2, evaluate goals and objectives. Content and methodology includes outcomes or result of learning. Kasama dito yung outcomes and result ng pagkatuto o ano nga bang ginagawa kapag nakikita yung mga outcomes or learning objectives ng mga bata. So we need to do is formative and assessment na din natin to. And number 3, select appropriate evaluation goals and techniques in assessing the learning outcomes. So number 3, dapat related siya sa objectives din natin. Hindi lang dapat siya sa mga bagay na walang konektado sa curriculum. Kundi sa techniques in assessing the learning outcomes na ibinibigay mo sa estudyante. And number 4, prepare evaluation goals like authentic assessment methods. So dito sa number 4, mga totoong ginagawa nila, ito yung sumusukat kung yung assessment ba ay effective dun sa learners or natutubo siya sa mga bagay na binibigay yung assessments. And number 5, do formative and summative assessment. Si formative and summative, si formative kasi, yun yung parang ongoing sa feedback na inaano mo. For example, yung business activities after the discussion that you would guide, yun yung mga binibigay mo sa mga estudyante. And summative assessment is the final results that you need to focus. Kasi kailangan natin tingnan kung yung resulta ba ng formative na binigay mo is magiging effective ba dun sa summative na binigay mo sa last formative. So number 6, evaluate instructional materials that facilitate better teaching and learning. So sa number 6, tinitingnan kung related ba yung mga gamit at mga binibigay mo, kagaya ng instructional materials, kung nakaka-save attention ba dun sa learners versus estudyante. And number 7, gathering data that will help him or her in planning and designing. So sa number 7, gamitin yung information to change and to fix the curriculum that we must need. And number 8, lastly, understand the curriculum evaluation process. Lastly, the important thing is naiintindihan ng teacher kung paano nga ba yung process o progreso ng curriculum na pinapakita mo doon sa estudyante mo or pinapa-deliver ng maayos. And next, we have curriculum evaluation, concepts and the definition. So we have a 4 curriculars. We have Stockholm, Artists and Hanskin, Olivia, and Katawa. So first, we have Stockholm. So Stockholm curriculum evaluation refers to the formal process of determining the quality effectiveness of body of curriculum. So sa number 1, ibig sabihin, sinusuwin natin kung maganda ba o kapakipakinaga ng curriculum. That's why we need to do is evaluate yung formal process where we can find the quality and effectiveness dun sa curriculum mo na dinideliver dun sa estudyante nila. And number 2, arts and enhancement. The conduct of curriculum evaluation involves a process or group of processes that the educationists or curricularists and particular actually engage in for the purpose of gathering data in order for them to arrive at decision. So sa curriculum evaluation is that process or group of process na ginagawa ng mga educational experts para makakuha ng data. Ginagawa ito para makapag-decide sila ng tamang desisyon or para makakuha ng information na nakukuha nila dun sa learners. And number 3, Olivia 1998. Curriculum evaluation is a process of delineating, obtaining, and providing useful information of judging decision alternatives. So number 3, evaluation is processes of giving and getting useful information. Bakit nga ba? Para ma-judge na iba't ibang options and ginagamit din ito para makita nila yung decision alternatives nito. And number 4, lastly, Gatawa, curriculum evaluation is defined in the 3 ways. Number 1, the process of describing and judging an educational program or subject. Number 2, the process of comparing the students of defining and performance. The process using relevant information for decision-making purposes. So sa number 3, may mga tatlong paraan para i-define yung curriculum evaluation. So, dito nga, Quirino ng